Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of What the Hell's Todd Gonna Get Into Today. Well, we're down here, cabin 2 area. You kind of see it over my shoulder here, and the tubes for the foundation and whatnot. Gonna be kind of a cleanup day. I have several things going on today. Inspector's coming this afternoon, fingers crossed, to look at the footers for cabin 2. Once he gives that okay, you know, that's fine. That'll be over and done with. I have supplies coming tomorrow. So I want to clean up the area here around cabin 2. I've got to do some, I got to rake some of the debris up, and I have quite a few trees and stuff kind of sitting around. I want to buck up and get that kind of stacked up and out of the way. So yeah, just a little bit of grunt work today, and yeah, just kind of getting things set up for inspection and construction this week. So today's Monday. We've got Monday through Thursday. It's supposed to be really nice weather. It is a little breezy out here today, so I'm not going to have a fire today. I'll probably wait till maybe a little later in the week to burn some of this debris. But going to be mostly sunny these 4 days, not getting below freezing overnight. So it's a great day, or a great couple days, to pour some concrete. And yeah, we're going to get it going. All right, guys, before we head out, get some work done, be sure you smash that thumbs up button and the subscribe button. We're getting ever so closer to our goal here of 1,000 subscribers. We're over 900 now, and we're working our way to it. So, all right, guys, buckle in. Here we go. Before we kind of start really getting down into it here, this area over here, you may be able to pick out some of the rebar and stuff. That's where cabin 2 is going to reside. So this area here out in front, you can see I've got sticks and debris and pieces of wood over here, pallets, all this. I want to clear all this up because this is where I'm going to, I'm going to make my concrete here. I'm going to mix my concrete here in this area because it is relatively flat or level. And 2, when the delivery gets here, I want them to stage the pallet of concrete and stuff like that. I've got wood coming as well and everything. So I'd like kind of all that to be in this area here. Some other things I'm going to work on here. These were some of the smaller logs that were in that larger pile that was down here by cabin 2 of all the stuff that I milled up. This stuff I'm going to buck up and use it for firewood here. So much like the stuff you see in the background here, although most of this stuff is going to get burned up because it's old and decaying, I'm going to buck those up for splitting at a future date, probably once I get a log splitter. And I also have a crazy pile of stuff down here as well. Now you can still kind of get through the driveway. There's really no problems with any of that. So I just want to kind of start cleaning things up. But the guy coming with the forklift or something tomorrow, he may need this area to kind of maneuver around a little bit. All right, that's what it looks like now, and let's get to it. First part of this project we're working on here, we need to get these holes kind of cleaned out and get the rebar back into the holes and pretty squared up. So that first thing I want to do is set up stuff for the inspector when he gets here this afternoon. So I'm going to get the rebar in the holes, lay the tubes out, and then I'm going to talk to you about how, what the plan is, because I'm going to go about this a little differently than I have in the past. And I'm a little excited because it's a different technique of what I used before, and I'm hoping for good things out of it. So let's get it. right, everybody, I got everything is just about set up now for the inspector. So I've got the holes cleaned out. I've got the rebar in the holes. I've got my string up. I'm gonna pull some diagonals and everything like that, make sure everything is square. But that's primarily going to be for day 2, so day 2 of concrete pouring. So you may see me there at the end. What I was doing, I was putting this blue tape, it's just painter's tape. Now that is a mark of 1 foot. So my footers, they're going to be 2 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot thick. So that is going to be my visual cue when I'm pouring concrete into these holes of when to stop pouring the concrete. So this is what's going to happen. Normally you saw me in the previous couple cabins, I used these boards to put the tube over the rebar and then secure those tubes to those boards. And I had some concrete spikes and stuff. Everything was kind of held in place, but it was always super sketchy. Okay, so this is the way I'm going to do it this time. So again, I've got the hole here, I've got the tape in there. Each hole is done the same. So what I'm going to do, day 1 of pouring concrete, I'm only going to pour the footer. Okay, so I'll have 1 foot of concrete in each hole, and I'll use the concrete vibrator, and it will be as level can be, because that will almost be like a liquid level, or it will be a liquid level. So that being said, day 2, I will come out here, I will slide the tube over the rebar. Again, that's going to be sitting level now, and I'm going to level it, you know, with a level. I'll make sure that pier or the tube is plumb, so straight up and down, and then I will secure the tube around the rebar with the dirt that is left over. I will put that dirt around the tube on top of the footer, and then I will pour the concrete into the tube. That's how I'm doing it. So I've done a good bit of research. I've, you know, been through the Quikrete website, a lot of forums and stuff, people talking about stuff like this. So this seems to be a pretty good way and much easier way to do it than how I've been doing it in the past. So we're going to give it a go. Okay, now that all this with the foundation and the tubes and everything is set up, I'm going to start working on this area here. Want to clean it up, got to do some raking and things like that. And my fire pit is over there. You see the tip of my finger, that light colored wood over there? That's some of the wood that I milled the other day that was super dry. So, and it burned up pretty well. So I'm going to use that as basically my fire starter. Once it actually does start to get a little bit less windy, maybe in a couple days, I'll have a fire. But that's where the debris is going to go. I actually have another spot I'm going to have another fire in as well, just so I don't end up, you know, dragging debris kind of all over the place. So, yeah, clean up this area. I'll probably use these pallets as kind of a, you know, a floor, just so when they come and set down the materials, they're not setting some of the wood directly on the ground. Well, I was up at the house grabbing some stuff I need here to just clean up, kind of a, you know, my little tote that pulls debris around and stuff like that. I had to bring that down. So I was up there, grabbed a quick drink, talked to Rebecca for a minute, come back down, and there's a guy standing here in around cabin 2. So that was the inspector. He was here, everything's fine, and, you know, full go to, you know, get the footers and the piers poured whenever we want. So that's all good. He did tell me, though, he is leaving. He is, I don't know what he's doing, but they're hiring someone new. They have the job flown right now, and he would like to, he told me, he said, I would like to get your project completed while he's still here. So that being said, I need to get a move on. He said he's going to be here for another couple months. I should be able to get a lot done. He said next time he sees me, it'll basically be for the rough ends of the mechanicals, the plumbing and the electrical and stuff like that. So I can get quite a bit done prior to having him come out on all 3 of these cabins. If time permits, I would also like to get going on cabin 4 and 5. You know, the more, you know, the inspector is just one of these things where you don't know quite what you're going to get. He assured me that they were going to hire somebody that is easy to work with, which is great. But, you know, once he's in the door and they are, you know, at the job, you know, anything can change. So I want to get what I can get done now with the inspector we have, and it just makes sense to me. So, all right, I'm going to start cleaning up now, start raking and probably bucking up some of this lumber, bucking up these logs to get them, just cleaning up the area. Here we go. Well, we got this place looking 100% better. I've got 2 sections now to where he can drop stuff off tomorrow, some of the wood. That'll be off the ground, and it's pretty level. As far as a plane goes, the topography is sloped, but where these are sitting at is relatively level. So yeah, good, nice cleaned up area. This is probably the area I will mix the concrete in, something like that. Relatively short distance to cabin 2 to get that in the hole. So pretty excited about that. So I'm going to move on over now. I'm going to start bucking up these logs here. Those all need to be kind of chopped down to firewood length. And I also have that pile down there of logs that needs to be chopped up a little bit as well. So yeah, let me get to work. All right, guys, just after lunch and stuff here, so all of those logs that I bucked up right there are now gone. Rebecca actually came out for her lunch and helped me out, so that's the new spot for them right there. So we'll eventually get that chopped up, and that'll be good firewood here for the campers and whatnot. So now we're gonna move down here. I've got another pile of junk right there I need to fix up, make it happen. All right, guys, last you saw was me moving at hypersonic speed, just kind of stacking up this wood. So I got all that other stuff that was here bucked up, and that's stacked up as well. So that's where that's gonna stay now. Hopefully it won't, I don't know, I won't drop a tree on it again and it won't knock it over. But got a little pile of debris right here, but the driveway now is really clear from the entrance there all the way up here to cabin 1 area. So that's nice. That was a nice project to get finished. All right, guys, that's probably going to wrap it up for the day here. I had to kind of cut that last part off where I was working on that bucking up those logs and everything. Just my battery was dying here, and I just need to get this done. So all right, lots going on tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, supplies should show up tomorrow, and well, we're going to throw some water into concrete mix and make some footers. So that's on the plan for tomorrow. So yeah, we'll go with that. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Cabin 2 is just about ready to get started, and things are getting interesting for sure. All right, guys, don't forget, mash that thumbs up, mash that subscribe button, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow.